So when I was around 12 years old, 13, I got my own room at last. I used to share a room with my mother because we had a roommate, and in an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, the roommate had the room and my mother and I had one, obviously. And so I was excited. I was stoked to have my own space. You know, I think as a young boy, I had an excitement to build and arrange and organize and construct my room in a specific way. I remember that I wanted it to be painted like a deep cobalt blue. And it was. It got painted a deep blue. I was so excited. It was a complete surprise. And my mom's boyfriend at the time did that for me. They then later married, but it just sealed the deal. Having my own room, the color that I wanted, it was a dream come true in a way. Especially growing up, I did not get to have my own room for various reasons. It's not something that held me back. I wasn't pouting about it, but getting my own room and getting it painted was exciting. And so from then on, for some reason, I think I just discovered my interest in spaces and arranging and decorating a space, exploring taste in that sense, exploring my personality in that way. These descriptions are not something that I was processing in the moment and refining and looking into. This was something that I'm, looking back on, making those notes as to what could have been, that interest. Why was that interest? And so, over time, given that interest, I would rearrange my room. Every room I've had since then, I would rearrange the room. I would move around the cabinetry, the dresser. I would move around my bed, obviously. I would move around anything that I could reposition in the room, I would. I've had favorite room setups over the years, for sure. And it would be about maybe 3 times a year. Sounds about right. About every season. Not every season change, but somewhere in between that. Definitely in the springtime, just makes sense. Like spring cleaning for some reason. Rearranging, coming out of that winter, dark, grim, cold, desolate, almost isolating energy into an emergence, warmer days. Birds are more abundantly out and singing, flowers, color, yay, It just, in a way, it made sense. I was doing that before I even knew what spring cleaning was about. That's not something that my family practiced either. I think that's a very American tradition, if you will. Perhaps that comes from a consumerist standpoint rather than an actual cleansing. It's more so about replacing. I'm not sure, but I was doing that before I knew what spring cleaning was. At that point in time, phones and smartphones, social media was just on the brink of emergence in the way of how abundant we have. It became to be that social media could be accessed, how easily and quickly. So, with that being said, that's terms like spring cleaning, and you get all these TikTok videos and trends and whatever that encourages such practices. So this was more so of a newfound discovery I had made for myself personally. And it was always very exciting. You make a day out of it, a weekend away from school. Saturday morning, let me, wake up nice and crispy. I'm not having a freaking hangover, high over, whatever, It's healthy as a teenager. Coming, to the new day on a Saturday. I've been thinking about it during the week, or sometimes just the day of. I'm just gonna reorganize this room, put on some music, move things around. It's gonna be chaotic at first. It's a mess. Things are everywhere. I'm discovering gadgets, trinkets that I put away, memorabilia from a while ago, going down memory lane. Having that engagement, I think it's fun, it's stimulating, and I think it's necessary from time to time. Reorient a structure, reorganize, rearrange, to help with thinking. Again, this is something I'm realizing in reflection that was helping me. Rearrange a dwelling in which I spent the most time in. Well, not necessarily true, but I mean, that was my lair, living with a family. That was my lair. This is the space. This is the room in which I have dominion over. My wall is this color. I chose it. I have this bed here. I have the dresser here. I have my yoga mat there. I have my closet with clothing in a specific way, that my clothing, and it's just everything's very personalized. And so the dojo, in a way, where I can get to retreat if I need to. So being able to reorient, restructure a space like that, I think adds great value into the mind and the spirit, and clarity in the mind. Reorient, okay, it allows me to think differently. I'm laying down in bed and I'm noticing, wow, I didn't know the sun came in this way. Or not really, because if you're aware enough, you would see, wake up early, you would see where the sun comes in through the window or whatnot, or hearing different sounds. But I mean, I was not aware, most of the time in a room. I'm just laying down or whatever, doing something. But, in some instances, it's a nice surprise. Oh, wow, sleeping right next to the window. I can, in the winter or early fall or late fall, open the window, get that nice breeze and cool breeze. Or same thing for the spring. It's warmer. Let me hear the birds. Just several, different layers of engagement, of stimulation that bring further awareness. It removes a sense of mundaneness and brings about a level of curiosity that can often be muted in day-to-day patterns, habits, schedules. And so being able to do something simple like that, stimulating, it's fun. I found it fun, It allowed me to also see what I have in inventory, what I keep in stock. Like, okay, well, what's this doing here? Let me get rid of it. Or wow, look at this game I forgot I had. Let me put it on. Let me play it. Oh wow, I just found $20 right here behind this drawer, behind this dresser. Man, I needed that. And at some point I started putting away money, just hiding it. A couple dollars here and there, like, let me put it in this book, let me put it in this whatever that I don't really touch, just as like a sort of token, like a token capsule token, to where knowing that I'm going to rearrange and come back to it at some point, I'll find it, but not so in my face or so evident that I'm going to be thinking about it or going to go reach for it. Just as a treat or surprise, just have fun, be engaged in that way. And so I think it's important to be able just go and rearrange your room if you can. Here and there, start small. It's a cluster. That should be even more of a motivation. It should be indicative that it's got to be done. It'll always make you feel better. It'll always bring you a sense of clarity. It'll always provide, a lightness of spirit after the fact. In the moment, it might be annoying. It might be, whatever. All these things you can come to feel in your body and make excuses and convince yourself not to or whatnot. But I've always felt better after that. I always felt rewarded to have done so, because at the same time you get to clean, mop, sweep, vacuum. Things are in order as you like it, so that you come into a fresh, crispy room. Your clothes are folded, they're organized how you want it to be. There's a sense of autonomy, there's a sense of order and purpose, because I'm choosing to structure my room in this specific way. I think it's necessary. And it's like getting out of work, being exhausted after a day of work, and knowing that I have to go to the gym. I want to go to the gym. Most of the times I don't want to. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. But I get there, I warm up, I get out of there, always feeling grateful that I was able to get there, that I chose to get there, that I put my feelings aside and I got to it. And I came out of it feeling much better. I came out of it feeling that I have authority, not letting this thing up here dictate for me, or, oh, I feel this. I'm feeling like I don't want to go to the gym. I'm feeling like I want to eat pizza. I'm feeling like I want to go and get takeout because I forgot lunch. I didn't prep myself for success and pack my lunch, and instead I'm being hungry and I'm gonna go and get, there's levels to it, whatever. I'm not gonna get too far ahead here, but I think that it's beneficial. Try it out. Go ahead, reorient your room, reorganize it, get rid of things, have a cleansing, have at it, and you'll see. You can do it with that mentality as to like, oh, I'm gonna expect to feel this way and that way from cleaning my room and whatnot. I wouldn't really approach it in that way. Most things are not to be approached to get a result. Not most things, but let me say about this specifically. Not to be approached as, let me get a result. Let me do this to get peace of mind and clarity. Unless your room is a disaster, then you will feel that way. But if it's already in order and you maintain that order and cleanliness and you just want to reorient and structure for the fun of it, that's a different level. That's more of a play rather than like chore. You're choosing to, rather than like, oh, I have to because my room is chaotic. So go ahead, try it out, have some fun, and see what it does for you.